Be me, 28M, Regional Brand Director for a high-concept hospitality group in Chicago, MBA in Luxury Management. I don't run restaurants, I curate experiences. I drive a leased Audi S5, Mate black wrap, live in a glass-walled condo in River North. My furniture is uncomfortable but Italian. My life is a mood board of beige, espresso, and gentle gentrification. I view the culinary industry not as feeding people, but as extracting value from aesthetics. The food is secondary, the lighting is primary. If you can't Instagram it, it doesn't exist. I oversee Velvet, the flagship venue. It's a subterranean dining cavern. Exposed concrete, dim lighting. Techno beats at 120 BPM. Average check is $300 per head. We serve atmosphere. The problem is the back of house, the kitchen. It's a dungeon of inefficiency and toxic masculinity. Run by executive chef Nikolai, 58M old school. Soviet bloc immigrant. Looks like he strangled a wolf with his bare hands in the 80s. He has no Instagram. He refuses to put edible gold on the steaks. He insists on making his own demi-glace. Takes 3 days. To me, this is wasted labor hours. We could buy a bucket of Nor demi powder for $40. The customers are drunk on $25 cocktails. They won't know the difference. Nikolai is the highest paid employee. $140,000 base. Full benefits. He treats the kitchen like a temple. Silence during service. Only, yes, chef. He has a team of 12 loyalists. Guys with neck tattoos and knife calluses. They look at me like I'm a soft-handed parasite, which I am. But I'm a parasite with a P&L responsibility. Q3 is approaching. Corporate wants a 12% increase in EBITDA. The investors want to buy a second yacht. I look at the spreadsheets. Front-of-house labor is already thin. We pay the models. Sorry, hostesses, minimum wage plus tips. The bar is a cash cow. Ice costs nothing. Vodka costs nothing. The bleed is the kitchen. Food cost is running at 34%. Target is 22%. Labor is at 28%. Target is 18%. I do the math. Nikolai's obsession with quality is costing me my quarterly bonus. My bonus is tied to margin expansion. I need that bonus to pay off the Audi lease and my credit card debt from my trip to Tulum. I decide it's time for a pivot. I'm going to bring Velvet into the modern era. Efficiency, automation. Cisco. I schedule a meeting with Nikolai. I put on my serious executive glasses. Warby Parker. I sit in my glass office overlooking the dining room. Nikolai enters. He's wearing his whites, stained with beet juice. Looks like blood. He doesn't sit. He stands, arms crossed. Massive forearms. You wanted to see me. Voice like gravel in a blender. Yes, chef. We need to talk about the Q3 menu rollout. I slide a deck across the table. Project Lean, culinary optimization. He doesn't look at it. I have menu ready, he says. Venison tartare, handmade agnolotti, braised oxtail. I sigh. The patronizing sigh I practiced in front of the mirror. Nikolai, that's very 2015. Heavy. Labor-intensive. It is good food, he says. It's low-margin food. I correct him. We're pivoting. I've signed a contract with a new vendor. Pre-portioned proteins, sous vide bags. Heat and serve. His eyes go wide. You want to serve boil-in bag at Velvet? It's consistent, Nikolai. It's scalable. It is garbage. It's smart business. And we need to trim the staff. You have 3 sauce cooks. We don't need 3. We're switching to pre-made bases. I'm letting Luis and Marcus go on Friday. The room temperature drops 10 degrees. Luis has been with Nikolai for 10 years. You fire my sous chefs, you lose the line, Nikolai says. They are redundant assets. I'm also cutting the butchery program. We're buying pre-cut steaks. Pre-cut oxidizes. Flavor is gone. The truffle oil covers the flavor, Nikolai. That's what the people want. He stares at me. It's an uncomfortable stare. Like he's measuring me for a coffin. You are making the steak. I'm making a budget correction. This isn't a negotiation. Adopt the new SOPs or I'll find a kitchen manager who will. I use the term kitchen manager intentionally. It's an insult to an executive chef. He flinches. Just a little. Fine, he says. We do it your way. He walks out. I smile. I won. I assumed he would scream. Throw a pan, quit on the spot. But he folded. He's just an old man holding onto a paycheck. Friday comes. I call Luis and Marcus into HR. I give them the script. Restructuring. Economic headwinds. No severance. Just a firm handshake and a security escort. They look devastated. Luis is crying. He has 3 kids. I feel a twinge of guilt, but I suppress it with a double espresso. This is business. Lean operations. I check the labor forecast. I just saved the company $120,000 annually. I look at the food cost projection with the new Cisco contract. Savings of another $200,000. I am a genius. I take the savings and reallocate a portion of it. I hire 2 vibe curators. 21F, twins, influencers. Their job is to walk around with sparklers and take photos of guests. I buy a $20,000 DJ booth with lasers. I change the menu. Truffle Wagyu sliders, frozen patties, truffle mayo, lobster mac, frozen lobster bits, sodium citrate cheese sauce, deconstructed tiramisu, store-bought ladyfingers, thrown in a bowl. Week 1 of the new regime. The kitchen is quiet. Usually it's a war zone of shouting and clattering. Now it's just the hum of the microwave and the thermal circulator. Nikolai stands at the pass. He does nothing. He just calls tickets. Order in. 2 sliders, 1 mac. Drop the bags. The line cooks are zombies. They drop the plastic bags in the water. They cut the bags open. Pour the slop onto plates. Garnish with micro cilantro. Send it out. I watch from the shadows. It's so efficient. Ticket times are down to 8 minutes. Customers are eating it. They are taking photos of the sparklers. Revenue is up. Costs are down. I send the weekly report to the owners. Record margins. Operational excellence achieved. They reply, "Great work. Let's discuss your bonus tier." I lease a new watch. Breitling. I feel untouchable. I walk through the kitchen. "Looking good, team." I chirp. No one looks at me. Nikolai is sharpening his knife. Scrape, scrape, scrape. He doesn't look up. "Good service, chef," I say. "Service is fast," he says. He doesn't say it's good. "Speed is money," I reply. I leave. 2 weeks later. The cracks start to show. Yelp reviews. Used to be amazing. Now tastes like Applebee's with a cover charge. Steak was gray and tough. Truffle oil tasted like gasoline. Service was weird. A girl with sparklers burned my hair. I dismiss them. Haters. People don't understand the concept. But then, the reservations dip. Slightly at first. 5%. Then 10%. I need a win. I need a hype event. I hear rumors. The Gourmet Society of Chicago is planning a secret dine-around. And there's a rumor that a scout for the Global 50 Best is in town. This is my chance. If we land on the hot list, the food doesn't matter. The hype sustains us. I decide to host a gala of modernity. Ticket price $500. I invite every influencer in the city. I tell Nikolai we need a special menu. I want spectacle, Nikolai. Dry ice. Levitating plates. Edible foam. He looks at me with dead eyes. "You want foam?" "Yes. I want a foam tower. I want the food to look like art. And the taste," he asks. Taste is subjective. Visuals are viral. "Okay," he says. "I give you spectacle." He seems compliant. Too compliant. I ignore the instinct. He's beaten. He knows I'm the alpha. The night of the gala. The room is packed. The DJ is blasting minimal house. The vibe curators are in sequin dresses. I'm wearing a velvet tuxedo jacket. I feel like Gatsby. The VIP table arrives. It's the investors. Plus the food critics. Plus the mayor's son. This is the make or break dinner. I run to the kitchen. "All right, listen up," I yell. The crew is standing there. They aren't moving. There are no pots on the stove. There is no smell of cooking. "Where is the prep?" I ask. Nikolai steps forward. "We followed your SOPs," he says. He points to the counter. "It's covered in Cisco boxes. You said no prep. Buy pre-made. Efficiency. Yes. But for the gala I said, you said spectacle." Nikolai interrupts. "Fire the first course," I say, panic rising. Nikolai nods. Course 1. The deconstructed ocean. The line cooks open a box of frozen fish sticks. High-end breaded cod rectangles. They put a fish stick in a blender. They blend it with blue Gatorade. They pour the blue sludge into a martini glass. They top it with a cloud of dry ice. It looks cool. It smells like a fish market dumpster. What the fuck is that? I whisper. Efficiency, Nikolai says. Liquid fish. No chewing. Very modern. You can't serve that. Ticket is in. We serve. The servers take the trays. I try to stop them, but the expo line is a machine. I watch from the door. The VIP table receives the glasses. The dry ice smokes. The investors look impressed by the visual. One of them takes a sip. His face transforms. It's the face of a man who has just realized he is drinking blended fish stick and sports drink. He spits it back into the glass. I run into the kitchen. Stop. Stop the service. Nikolai looks at the clock. Course 2 is already firing. The earth and soil. I look at the station. They are taking unwashed potatoes. Raw. They are smashing them with a hammer. They are plating the raw potato shards on a slate tile. They are drizzling it with chocolate syrup. This is insane. You are sabotaging me, I scream. You fired the vegetable prep guy, Nikolai says calmly. No one to peel potatoes. No one to blanch. You said raw materials are cheaper. I meant ingredients, not raw potatoes. You said rustic. This is rustic. Cook something real, right now. Sear some steaks. We have no steaks, he says. What? I canceled the meat order. Why? To save margin. You said cut costs. Meat is expensive. We have tofu. Serve the tofu. The tofu is frozen. Thaw it. Microwave is broken, he says. We bought the cheap one you requested. I hear a commotion in the dining room. The mayor's son is shouting. I look out. The vibe curators are trying to calm him down by waving sparklers in his face. He swats a sparkler away. It lands on the velvet tablecloth. The tablecloth is synthetic, cheap polyester. It catches fire instantly. Not a big fire, but enough to trigger the sprinklers. The fire alarm blares. The sprinklers activate. The water is black and sludgy because the pipes haven't been cleaned in years. Maintenance budget cut. Black water rains down on the investors, on the critics, on the velvet tuxedo. The DJ music cuts out. People are screaming and running. I stand there soaked in sludge. I turn back to the kitchen. The sprinklers didn't go off in the kitchen. It's dry. Nikolai is taking off his apron. He folds it neatly. He places it on the pass. His team does the same. 10 line cooks. They strip off their whites. Underneath they are wearing street clothes. They planned this. Where are you going? I shriek. Nikolai lights a cigarette. Inside the kitchen, he takes a deep drag. Labor costs are too high, he says. We are cutting ourselves to save the quarter. You can't leave. The investors are out there. Tell them it is an immersive experience, he says. He smiles. It's a terrifying smile. A smile of pure Slavic vengeance. Good luck with the margins. They walk out the back door. All of them. I am alone in the kitchen. The alarm is still blaring. I look at the pass. One plate of smashed raw potatoes with chocolate syrup sits there. I hear the door open behind me. It's the lead investor, David. He is covered in black sprinkler water. He looks like a swamp monster. He is holding a piece of the blended fish stick glass. What? He says, voice trembling with rage. Is the meaning of this? I try to speak. My MBA training kicks in. David, it's a disruption event. We're challenging the paradigm of dining. It's commentary on climate change. You're fired, he screams. Get out. Get out before I kill you. I run. I run out the back door. I slip on a patch of grease because I fired the cleaner. I ruin my loafers. I get to my Audi. I drive away. The next morning, my phone is blowing up. Not with job offers. With memes. Someone live-streamed the fire. The video of the mayor's son being hit with a sparkler is viral. The headline on Eater Chicago, Velvet melts down, the worst meal in history. They quote the critic, I was served a fish smoothie and then hosed down with sewage. 0 stars. I get the official email. Termination for cause. Gross negligence. They are suing me for the damages to the building. They are suing me for reputational destruction. I have no severance. I have $40,000 in credit card debt. I can't pay the lease on the Audi. Repossessed. I get evicted from the glass condo. I have to move back in with my parents in Naperville. My mom makes meatloaf. It's dry. I try to apply for other director jobs. I walk into an interview at a hotel group. The HR manager Googles me. She sees the fish smoothie article. She laughs. We'll keep your resume on file. I am blacklisted. The entire industry knows. I am the guy who burned down Velvet. 6 months later, I am working at a Starbucks inside a Target. I am the shift supervisor. I wear a green apron. I have to clean the bathrooms. One day, a man walks in. He looks familiar. It's Luis, the sauce chef I fired. He looks healthy, happy. He orders a black coffee. He sees me. He squints. Brand director? He asks. I feel my face burn. Just take your coffee, Luis. It's Chef Luis now, he says. Oh, where? New place. Called Iron and Fire. We do everything from scratch. Wood fire. Whole animal butchery. Sounds inefficient. I mutter out of habit. It's packed every night, he says. Waitlist is 3 months. Who's the owner? Nikolai. He bought an old warehouse. We all work there. Even the dishwasher you fired. Nikolai has no money, I say. He was on a salary. Luis smiles. The investors from Velvet, David. He came to find Nikolai the next day. Begged him to come back. Nikolai said no. Said he only works for himself now. So David invested in Nikolai. David gave him a blank check. Said he learned his lesson about concept directors. Luis takes his coffee. He drops a tip in the jar, a generic quarter. You should come by, Luis says. We have a staff meal. It's better than what you serve here. He walks away. I watch him leave. I look at the Starbucks pastry case, defrosted lemon loaf, mass-produced cake pops, optimized supply chain. Excuse me, a customer yells. My frap is separated. I want a refund. I can remake it, I say. No, I want the manager. I am the manager, I whisper. Then fix it. I press the button on the blender. The noise drowns out my thoughts. It sounds like a scream. It sounds like efficiency. Be me, barista. Making $16 an hour. But at least the margins are good. I start crying into the sink. The tears add salt to the dishwater, unapproved ingredient. I scoop them out. Back to work.